everyone, welcome to Ian and Friends. I'm FloBikes Senior Editor Ian Dille.
And I'm Michael Sheehan, Ian's friend. Everybody knows that gravel racing is hot right now. In America, people are going so far as to say that road racing is dead and gravel racing is the next big thing. But in the World Tour peloton, you can have it both ways.
Yeah, across the pond, we have some of the best racers in the world on just crazy, unconventional courses featuring grass, gravel, and of course the beautiful white roads of Tuscany. We are going to run down some of the best gravel races in pro cycling. Of course, we have these races live and on demand on FloBikes, and give a little preview of this weekend's upcoming 2019 Strade Bianche for the men and the women.
Let's kick things off by talking about Dwars at Hageland. This is the furthest race on the FloBikes calendar away from us right now. It takes place just northeast of Brussels in Belgium, and in 2017, when I first stumbled upon this race and tuned in, I thought that I was watching a cyclocross race.
Yeah, it is a nutty race featuring cobbles, dirt road, like weird grass tracks. In 2017, I believe it was Matthew van der Poel facing off against Wout van Aert, two of the stars of cyclocross racing who have now both moved over to the road. And then last year it was Chris Nielens of the Israel Cycling Academy in a super exciting race. He ended up holding off to Kunik Quickstep's Elia Viviani. A little shout out to Viviani. This guy is much more than a pure sprinter. He is also a gravel racer, apparently. And yeah, just an exciting race to tune into. Not an event that's maybe on everybody's radar, but stay tuned June 21st for Dwars at Hageland. Next, Tro Bro Leon. This is an event in April in Brittany, France. Similarly, it's a smaller race, UCI 1.1, but also just a crazy race to watch.
Yes, people have gone so far as to nickname this race Le Petite Roubaix. It is also known as the Hell of the West because it is in the western Brittany region of France. This race is, you're going to get a lot of rain and yes, mixed surfaces. It is absolutely bonkers as well and really tests the bike handling skills of the World Tour peloton.
Yeah, last year it seemed like whoever was leading this race ended up crashing pretty impressively, and Christophe Laporte of Cofidis attacked in the last 5 kilometers to take really a beautiful win, and just huge crowds at this race, and you can tell it's an important event for this region and for the people of France. Let's get into our main event, the World Tour race, Strade Bianche. This is a race that has grown in stature over time and seems to be one of the premier classics on the calendar this spring. What are you looking forward to?
Yeah, well, if you would believe it, Strade Bianche actually emerged from a Gran Fondo for classic bicycles, vintage bicycles. You can still do this Fondo. It is the very well-known Leroyca. And yes, the World Tour peloton now rips across over 50 kilometers of the Tuscan white roads. And last year in 2018, it treated us to what was, in my opinion, the best one-day race of the entire season. Tish Benoot, he stole the win, but an incredible battle between Romain Bardet and Wout van Aert was raging behind him. There were such dramatic images on the final climb into Siena. It was just an absolute show, and I cannot wait for this year's edition.
Yeah, a totally wet and sloppy race last year. It was beautiful in its own way. I mean, this race, the Leroyca ride, was started really to preserve these white roads and keep them from being paved over, and it really has brought a lot of attention and yeah, just interest in this region. The Leroyca ride, I believe, sells out every year and is attended by thousands of riders, and yeah, the pros get to take it on themselves in March. Let's run down our favorites and our underdogs for the men's and the women's races. Who are you looking at as your favorite for the men's race?
For the men's race, okay, I have to go with a former champion of Strade Bianche, Zdenek Stybar. He is on form like we haven't seen in 2019. I think that he's going to get a repeat win.
Yeah, has shown that he can climb really well with the win in stage 5 of the Vuelta a Algarve. I'm going to go with the bad boy of cycling, who I think is trying to reform his image a little bit, Gianni Muskaan. It is a home race for him in Italy. And after his unfortunate suspension from the Tour de France last year, we saw him just go on an insane run of form, winning 3 one-day races in Italy, or I guess 2 one-day races, also taking the Italian National Time Trial Championships and placing 4th at the World Championships. He seems to excel on these technical, difficult, and hilly courses. So Gianni Muskaan is my man.
It would be something to see an Italian win in Strade Bianche. I would love to see that. How about dark horse for you?
My dark horse, I am going with Tadej Pogačar. He is a young Slovenian on the UAE Team Emirates, just 20 years old. We saw him also win the overall at the Tour of Algarve and also take a stage win over Sky's Wout Poels. This guy is really emerging as a star in the World Tour peloton and kind of part of this youth movement on UAE Team Emirates alongside Jasper Philipsen. So yeah, he's definitely an underdog, but based on his performance a couple weeks ago in Portugal, I don't think anybody would be surprised to see him up there.
Ever the scout of young talent. You're actually going to like my dark horse pick.
Bring it.
I am going to go with Thibaut Pinot. He has been up there in the past, and last year there's no way that I would have called him for this, but I think that he's just done so much work on his bike handling skills. He can obviously climb, and he has enough of a punch to propel him to this little downhill ramp finish. Yeah, might be another French podium after Romain Bardet got 2nd last year.
You know, I do hate to agree with you, but I do like that pick. Pinot really showed that he is an incredible one-day racer at Lombardia last year and had, really improved his handling skills. I think the ultimate test would be proving that he can climb and descend on gravel at Strade Bianche, but we will see on Saturday. Let's get to the women. Who are you looking at for your favorite?
Cassia Niewiadoma. She has been 2nd, 3 times in a row at this race. Yeah, let's. I would really like to see her on the top step after that run of 2nd places.
Yeah, I mean, it falls into a pattern of racers who have been on the podium at Strade Bianche, remaining on the podium. Lizzie Deignan is a repeat performer at this race, along with Elisa Longo Borghini of Italy. I'm going to go with Annemiek van Vleuten. She actually got 4th place at Omloop Het Nieuwsblad in the field sprint, mind you. Not a noted sprinter, but still 3rd in the field sprint, 4th overall in that race. And that was her first race after coming back from a broken kneecap at the Road World Championships in Innsbruck. So she has proven that she is the best, or not one of the best racers in the world, and will certainly be a threat for Strade Bianche.
How about an underdog for you?
Dark horse, let's see, who am I going with here? American Ruth Winder of the new Trek Segafredo Women's Pro Tour team. Also scored a stage win at the women's version of the Tour of Andalusia, and similarly, winner of a stage at the Giro Rosa, has proven that she excels at these sort of technical and demanding courses in Italy.
I am also going to give a tip off to an American as the dark horse pick. Corinne Rivera, what do you think about her? She is obviously first and foremost a sprinter, but we have seen her progress and become a more and more versatile, well-rounded rider. Really what sealed the deal for me was her ride at Innsbruck at the World Championships. She can get up a hill, and yeah, I think that she's got the punch to get up this one at the finish and finish it off.
Yeah, it'll be exciting to see. Can't wait for the race on Saturday. Please tune in live or on demand on FloBikes.
Gonna be a good show. We'll see you there.